Hi everybody, my name is Angela Cleary. I'm a life coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So today I want to talk about owning your authenticity. We all tend to try and fit into something, to a box that we don't fit into. We change ourselves to fit into somebody else's world, whether that be a boss, a relationship, a family member. We hide the truest parts of ourselves behind masks because we feel that we won't be accepted as we truly are, or we feel outcast or, I suppose, inferior to other people if we don't fit into what they see as normal. And this is detrimental for our mental health, because I believe anxiety and depression comes from not owning who you really are. And this is our soul. Our soul gets agitated. Our soul gets uncomfortable when we try to be something that we're not, when we pretend to be something that we're not. We spend our whole lives trying to fit in or be accepted in a world where we're all actually different, and we should own our differences and own who we truly are. You know, like we lose ourselves so completely trying to be something that we're not, and this leads to severe anxiety and depression because our souls are trying to scream at us that we're not living our truth, our authenticity. You know, and I've questioned, like, I've always lived outside a box. The box is gone for me. I never ever wanted to be a part of the norm, because there is no such thing as normal. Because who's to say, like, what people deem as normal is normal. I love the quote, what is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. There is no such thing as normal. Normal is an illusion. And for me to, lately I have started to doubt myself. Lately I started to lose trust in myself, and I questioned my own authenticity. What I'm trying to say is that I actually questioned, should I put on a mask? Because I was like, am I being too authentic? Am I triggering too many people by being who I am? You know, and I questioned, like, you know, are people going to like me? I never cared if people liked me. But lately, because of my own triggers, my own healing, I was questioning, should I be wearing certain things? Should I be wearing makeup? Should I be taking off my piercings, taking off my rings to fit into the norm of what some people want? You know, going on video and stuff. I was like questioning, should I be less authentic? Like, for me to do that is just an alien concept, because I don't want to fit in. I am who I am, and I've always been so proud of that. But because of certain things that have been triggered for me lately, I questioned, was I being too much myself? Because, and then I was like questioning, was I don't know, looking for external validation. That's another thing. Like, we look outside ourselves for validation, and I think because I want so much to reach a wider audience, and I want so much to help people, that I questioned, like, was my videos, was I doing the right thing? Was I doing it the right way? Was I speaking the right way? Or was it, like, you know, me cursing and stuff as well? It's just who I am. And you know, it doesn't make me a bad person that I have piercings and tattoos, or that I curse, or that I wear normal clothes, or that I don't wear makeup. You know, this doesn't make me a bad person or a different person. It makes me who I am. And what's important for me to help people is speaking what's in my heart, and it has nothing to do with my appearance. But because I was fearful I wasn't reaching a wide enough audience, I was like, should I change my appearance? Which is not who I am. So I was doubting myself and my inner beliefs and my inner authenticity, because I was wondering, should I fit into something else? Should I fit myself into their box? But no, we should not change ourselves and change who we are and put on masks to fit into somebody else's world. We do this in all relationships. And like, I remember, you know, even when you're working for somebody, you change who you are. You're a different person around your boss. You're a different person around your parents. You're a different person around your friends. You're a different person when you're on your own. We need to be the person we are, and we truly are our authentic selves all the time, and stop trying to fit into a box for other people. Stop trying to change for other people. This leads to anxiety and depression, and this leads to mental health issues, because we're not owning our truth. Do you know, I remember back when I was working, and I was I was in the factory, and like I thought my boss had gone home, and we were rushing for a deadline, and 1 minute before the deadline I wheeled out the last trolley and I started screaming. I was like, woo! My manager, I thought he was gone, came out of the wall, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry for what? Being happy that I reached a deadline, being my true authentic self. We hide in this box to fit into other people, and we do this in relationships as well. We get into relationships and we change ourselves to fit into the other person's box. This is not your person. This is not your relationship. If you need to change yourself to fit into somebody else's box, they're not who you are supposed to be with. You should get into a relationship and be your full authentic self and own your shit, and they should own their shit, and then you share that. But for us, we keep changing ourselves for other people. We keep changing our appearance, we change who we are, our personalities, to fit into somebody else's world. And it doesn't matter who that is, relationship, friends, family, or work. We change who we are, and this leads to turmoil within ourselves. This leads to anxiety. We're living lives that we aren't supposed to be living. We're living a lie. We're living behind a mask. Like, you know, I want to see people for who they really are. I want to see your raw self. I want to see who you really are, what makes you really happy. We have to stop hiding behind these masks and stop seeking outside ourselves for a validation, because that's another thing. You know, I thought because I wasn't getting, say, a certain amount of likes on my videos, like that, you know, maybe I wasn't helping people, maybe I wasn't on the right path. And that's the thing, we have to stop seeking outside ourselves for this validation and start owning our own validation and appreciating ourselves for who we are. Because then the external will come. How do you expect to be appreciated in a world when you don't appreciate yourself, when you don't validate yourself? We share pictures online and we spend the whole day afterwards wondering, oh, did anyone look at it? Did anyone look at it? Do you know, and this is just, it's an addiction, a codependency in a sense, a need to be validated by somebody else, a need to be liked by somebody else. We need to start liking and loving ourselves, liking and loving who we truly are, and stop seeking outside ourselves. We'll never be happy with 100, 200, 1,000, million likes. That's not what makes us, shouldn't be what makes us happy. What should make us happy is our own self-worth, our own self-confidence, and owning our own authenticity and owning who we are. I relapsed lately, lacking trust in myself, lacking trust in my abilities, lacking trust in my confidence and what I was doing, lacking trust in my purpose, because for some reason, I don't know, I was wondering, am I too authentic? Am I triggering people? Am I not reaching the right audience because maybe I'm triggering people because I don't wear makeup or something? I don't know. Like, I was afraid that my appearance was the reason that maybe I wasn't reaching a wider audience. But my lack of self-worth, my lack of self-trust was the reason I wasn't reaching a wider audience. You know, my doubts in myself and my abilities was the reason that I was blocking what I wanted, because I was blocking my truth and blocking my own authenticity. Do you know, I'm like, I never wanted to fit into a box. I never wanted it. But from each question, should I be wearing makeup? Should I be dressing in different clothes? Should I hide who I am? Should I not be my true self, just try and attract in a different crowd? No, because they're not the crowd I wanted to attract. And besides the point is, I need to own and be proud of who I am and not put on a mask. For me to even ask myself, should I put on a mask, is not right in itself. So we need to start looking at who we are. Actually, there's a mentor of mine said last night, he described a mosaic. Like, if you had a mosaic and all the color tiles, the color was all the same, there'd be no picture. You wouldn't see a picture. So the color of those mosaic tiles needs to be different colors so that we can see the whole picture. So what this means is that we have so many different colors and parts of ourselves, the true parts of ourselves, that all come together to make us who we are and whole in ourselves. But we need all of that. We need to show all of that to the world so that we can see the full picture. And I think that is so beautiful. Do you know what I mean? We all have these little quirky parts of ourselves, these colourful parts of ourselves that we hide away from the world, and we just show them the black and white, that we show them what we think they want to see, to try and fit into their box. And this isn't nice. Like, you know, and my favourite phrase is let your freak flag fly. Show the world who you are, because show the world, we want to love you for you, not for who you pretend to be. We don't want everyone to be the same. We are all unique. We are all different. And that's what makes us so special. If we were all the same, if we all looked the same, if we all spoke the same, if we all did the same thing, it gets boring. It gets tiresome. And like, you know, what makes us special, what makes us unique is owning who we are and being who we are. Being confident in everything about ourselves. Opening our hearts to the world and showing our raw selves, showing our true, authentic selves. Stop hiding away. Stop trying to fit into a box to be like everyone else. You know, and like, this comes down to dancing as well. Like, you know, oh my God, like, especially in Ireland, people are afraid to dance without alcohol. And I used to be the same. Like, before, like, I gave up alcohol, I was only able to dance through drink. But I see now, there's 18-year-old young lads, and they're not dancing, even when they're drunk, because they're afraid of what people think. People are afraid to dance or be authentic, throw shapes, because they're afraid of what people think. I remember a friend of mine years ago saying, oh, I'd love to get dance lessons sometime. And I was like, what kind of dance lessons? And she was like, oh, something that's socially acceptable. Like, I don't know whether she was joking or not, but I literally was like, what the fuck did you just say? Something that's socially acceptable. There is no such thing as a right way to dance. You move to the music. There's such a thing as ecstatic dance, where you just move to the music. You express your soul through dance. Like, what happened to the John Travoltas and the fucking Patrick Swayzes, the Dirty Dancing and the Saturday Night Fevers? Where are these people gone? Like, you know, and I used to go to Brazilian parties with my friends, and the boys would be dancing, the girls would be dancing, and you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. Like, it was hard pressed to get an Irishman to dance when he's drunk at a wedding. And if, like, my exes used to dance with anyone except me. Do you know what I mean? And you're just like, it's sexy to dance. A man who's able to dance is really sexy. And in Ireland, they're all just like, oh, I can't dance if somebody see me. Like, oh my God, what is wrong with this world? We're afraid to own our truth. We're afraid to express our true selves. We're afraid to throw shapes and dance like no one is watching because we're afraid of what people think. This is bullshit. We have to stop looking outside ourselves for external validation. Stop needing those likes. Stop needing a person to like and appreciate you. Just be happy in your own skin. Dance like no one is watching. Live like no one is watching. Just do life for you. Be true to your soul. Be true to your being and your whole authenticity. Like, if you want to alleviate your mental health issues, if you want to live happily, start looking within yourself and start living your truth. When we hide in this black and white box to try and fit into the norm, we are losing our true essence and our true souls, and this is what leads to mental health issues. This is why we're anxious and we're depressed, is because we're not living our truth. We need to start owning who we fucking are. Be who you are. And if people don't like it, they're not your people. Do you know what I mean? And that's the be all and end of it. If somebody doesn't like you, that means you're triggering something in them. You're triggering an unhealed wound in them. So if I trigger people, I'm not sorry, because I'm helping you heal an unhealed part of yourself. That's what I'm here to do. I'm helping you to be your true self. And if we have triggers, if we have bouts of anger when we see other people or we see certain things, this means there's a core part of ourselves that's crying to change. Crying out to change. Like, I was triggered by certain things back in the past, and now I realize that was my soul telling me, you're triggered because there's a part of you that wants this, or there's a part of you that needs to heal here. There's a part of you that's not living its truth. And I have less triggers the more I live in authenticity, and the more I live in alignment with my soul and in alignment with my path. I don't have anxiety and depression anymore. Like, obviously we have worries and fears over certain things, that obstacles that come up. but I'm living my truth. The anxiety I did have lately was my lack of self-trust and questioning, should I put on a mask? This made me anxious, wondering, should I change myself to fit in? No, and I never ever wanted that in my life. I've always been different. People haven't liked that all the time, but I don't care. If they don't like me, that's not my problem. I like me. I love me. Isn't that all that's important? When we live in true authenticity, we learn to love and like and be ourselves. So when you love yourself, you radiate and you glow differently. So the right people will love you in return. But we shouldn't be seeking outside ourselves for that validation. We shouldn't be seeking outside ourselves for those likes from other people when 99% of those people aren't your people anyway. You know, you should just own who you are, love who you are, be who you are, and be different, be unique, be weird, be a freak. Let that freak flag fly. Just be who you are. Take off that mask and look in the mirror and ask yourself, who are you and who do you pretend to be? What persona do you put on for other people? Whether it's family, friends, bosses, whoever, relationships. And that's the thing. We lose ourselves so completely getting into a new relationship to try and fit into another person's box. We say, oh, we like all the same things. And it's great to have something in common. But when you lose all your likes and all your interests and all of who you are to try and fit into a relationship or trying to fit into their world. Like I remember being in my narcissistic relationship when I was in my 20s, and we watched all his programs. We did everything he wanted to do. He said jump, I said how high. I was like, I like this. Back then I hated rom-coms or love movies or anything to do with love because he didn't watch them, because he didn't like them. And now I watch even Hallmark movies and Christmas Hallmark movies. I watch the corniest of rom-coms because I love love and because I'm living my truth. I listen to the corniest of songs. I listen to all kinds of music. Before I used to be able to be ashamed or worried what people would think, because I like rock music, I like pop music, I like every kind of music. I like classical music. I like all of it. But I would not have owned that a few years ago because I was afraid of getting ridiculed. I own all of that. I share the corniest of songs. I watch the corniest of movies. And I look back and I see that my old version would have really hated my new version, but my old version wasn't me. My old version fit into another person's box for nearly 8 fucking years. And I lost myself completely to his world. Then I got into another relationship for 1.5 years and I lost myself completely to his world. Completely to his world. You know what I mean? And like, you get into relationships or any kind of thing and you lose yourself completely trying to fit into somebody else's box. It's ridiculous. And it's not right. Like, it's just really not right. And we tend to do this over and over again, trying to fit into another person's world, and it's just not right. We need to own who we are, be who we are, and love who we are. Love who you are and be true to yourself and be true to who you are. Be true to your soul. Come back to alignment within your soul. And stop looking outside yourself for that validation. We need to validate ourselves first. And the more we trust and validate ourselves, the more we will be happy. The more we won't have anxiety, we won't have depression. We keep lying to ourselves because we keep thinking that we need to fit into this certain way. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending to be someone you're not. Take off that mask and be who you truly are. Validate yourself. Love yourself. You know, and the more you love yourself, the more the right people will attract to you. The more the right audience will attract to me, because I am authentic and I'm not going to change that for everyone. And I'm never going to doubt that again. I'm not changing who I am to fit into somebody else's norm, because I am not fitting into society's box, because there is no box. Fuck the box. Live free. Live in your truth, live in your freedom, and live in your authenticity. Be who you truly are and take off that mask. Just take it off. Who cares if they don't like you? Who cares if your family members tell you you're weird or you're not normal? They're the ones that aren't normal because they're the ones fitting into a box that they shouldn't be in the first place. So own your truth, own who you are, and let that freak flag fly. please don't let yourself doubt who you are and trust in yourself. You know, and that's something that's changing for me now again, because I'm back to realizing I'm owning this shit. I'm owning who I am. And I'm not going to change for anyone. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And I'm not sorry. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the unicorn that I am. And I'm proud to be weird and different in a world that tries to all be the same. So be a unicorn in a world full of horses. Be a fruit in a world full of vegetables. Actually, be a Fruit Loop in a world full of Cheerios. I love that one. Be who you are. Be authentic. Be yourself. And love that. Validate yourself. Don't look outside yourself for that love. Look within. Because when you find it within, life and everything becomes so much more magical, and you will no longer be anxious because you won't be hiding. You won't be hiding behind a mask. So be authentic, be you, and love yourself. Thanks for listening today. I hope this resonates, and if it does, please like and share. Please like and share my page. And if you need help on your journey, please ring me today for a discovery call. See you again.